Maki, you're the third party we're looking for, aren't you?
Welcome back to Danganronpa. Admittedly, I did sort of just like back out and put it in sleep mode because I had to stop recording there. Yeah, I can't imagine any other third party than Maki at this point. So this is actually a later time.
What? It's Maki? What are you saying?
Remember what Kokichi said.
Yeah, runs out quickly on Nexus Assault one time.
The electro hammer needs to be recharged for 24 hours after it runs out of battery. That hammer was used last afternoon, so it couldn't have been used this morning.
Oh, right. When we were all gathered in the dining hall this morning.
You almost wonder if Maki wants to defeat Kokichi so goddamn badly that she'd be willing to basically kill someone and then try to get everyone else killed just to make sure it includes Kokichi.
Maki was the only one without an electro hammer, wasn't she?
Uh-huh. Not gonna deny it.
Knowing that, the electro hammer I found could only have belonged to Maki. And that leads me to the conclusion that Maki must be the third party. She also knows how to assemble the crossbow and could have returned it to her lab later.
She did leave basically immediately.
You brought a different crossbow than the one Kaito had, right?
And she could have done it before we met up even, so yeah.
Maki took 2 arrows and her own crossbow from her lab, disabled the exasol with an electro hammer, and infiltrated the hangar. Now we just have to figure out what happened after.
I'll kill your logic.
Oh, we're arguing with Maki a lot today. Oh.
Why are you doing this?
It's seeming more and more likely that it's her. That she did this. I do wonder. There is the possibility that she did this all on purpose, but she didn't kill anyone else. And everything is muddled, and we don't exactly know who killed anyone, probably because the 2 people who had actually been involved in the other events are already killed. Especially, I bet with the poison involved. Actually, you think she took the poison? Because if there's 2 sets of crossbows and 2 sets of arrows, then only some of them would have the poison, right? Wait, what?
Why are you getting in my way?
Getting in your way? Maki, what are you...
Yes, I'm the third party.
Okay, and what's your...
Huh?
I admit to going into the hangar with an exasol, and then shooting the crossbow. But I didn't kill anyone. I'm not the culprit.
Okay. Getting in your... That doesn't sound like what you're... Okay, it sounded like you sort of just doubled back there, but okay. Hey, she's still not good at blade, so...
You're right. I used the electro hammer. And I used the exasol to enter the hangar, too. I also shot the crossbow there. However, I am not the culprit.
Oh, shit. I don't think it was...
Oh,
Oh, shit. My bad. It's not moving like it normally does. Shit.
And I used the exasol to enter the hangar, too. I also shot the crossbow there. However, I am not the culprit. Because the crossbow is not the murder weapon. You're right. I used the electro hammer. And I used the exasol to enter the hangar, too. I also shot the crossbow there. However, I am not the culprit. Because the crossbow is not the murder weapon.
Poison could have been.
The crossbow is not the murder weapon? What do you mean?
The arrows left holes in their clothes. Think about the locations of the wounds.
They're not
They were
fatal.
on his arm and back.
But poison.
An arrow to each of those spots wouldn't result in a fatal injury.
But poison.
That's why the crossbow can't be the murder weapon. Therefore, I'm not the culprit.
Okay. No. Has to be the
The
poison.
arrows left holes in their clothes. Think about the locations of the wounds. They were on his arm and back. An arrow to each of those spots wouldn't result in a fatal injury.
I'll cut through your words.
Oh, that felt weirdly not as responsive as usual. Like, at least in the directions.
It wouldn't matter where the arrow hit if it were poisoned.
True, very true. Given that... Oh, maybe that's why I was having it had, like, the touch thing activated.
The poison?
I noticed something about the poison in my lab during the investigation. There was just a little less in the bottle than before. If that poison had been applied to those arrows, they would have been lethal, no matter where they connected.
Maki, do you have a rebuttal?
What's the matter? Why don't you say anything? Don't tell me. Are you really the culprit?
Probably not.
There's no way she is! 'Cause why would she kill Kaito?
Just by the logic of it's coming up at this point in the trial.
I can't understand if you don't explain anything!
Maki is still fighting.
Huh? Fighting?
Do you remember that Maki said she would do anything to defeat Kokichi? Maki is trying to kill Kokichi in this class trial. She wants to kill the mastermind, a remnant of despair.
Then when Maki said she would sacrifice anything, she meant...
The sacrifice that Maki must be talking about is... all of us.
That's it!
Well,
She plans to sacrifice all of our lives in order to kill Kokichi.
interesting, isn't it?
Sacrifice us?
Then by hiding the truth, Maki was trying to get us to arrive at the wrong answer. Just to kill Kokichi and the rest of us along with him?
Doesn't that mean that Maki's the culprit?
She didn't do a very good job of hiding it.
She knew what happened and tried to hide it from us.
But that mischievous plan was ruined, all thanks to Shuichi here. Too bad, Maki. I already predicted this would happen.
You knew all along that Maki was the culprit. That's why you've been so calm.
This isn't over. Maybe we do have the truth now, but this isn't over. We have a choice to make. We don't have to follow where the evidence leads.
Oh my.
Huh? What do you mean?
Are we really gonna do this?
Does this mean you're gonna vote for someone else, even if it's not the truth?
Someone else? You mean vote incorrectly on purpose?
I would like to confirm that that's actually Kokichi in there, and that Kokichi's not dead somewhere before, you know.
What did you say?
Kaito told me that only I would be able to grasp what lies beyond the truth. That means finding the truth is not enough. We need to grasp the hope just beyond it. So Maki, please tell us the truth. The truth that only you know.
So Kaito said that to you. Then, does that mean you guys made up before he died?
Yeah, when I went to see him yesterday.
I see. Okay, I'll talk about it. Especially since it's my responsibility for involving everyone. Shuichi, you're so persistent. Were you always like that?
You think so? Maybe Kaito's charisma is starting to rub off on me.
Yeah, let's call it charisma.
That guy could be pretty stubborn.
Then what really happened?
Maki, please tell us.
Please.
And
And so, Maki began telling the truth. A truth that would leave us all in shock.
Shut up, Monokuma.
Don't just start narrating things, you're ruining the mood!
Well, I guess this turn of events isn't exactly boring either.
Okay, there's the intermission. I had to end it a little bit earlier, but still.
Well now.
And then the Monokuma and Cubs Theater segment began. But with all the Monokubs destroyed, this segment was no longer possible. And so the curtain quickly fell. And bye. What, you don't want to just like roleplay as the other Monokubs? Pretend they're still alive.
The flashback light became the motive.
Hmm.
When Kokichi remembered that he was a remnant of despair, I planned to kill him.
Are you saying he didn't remember by that point? I wonder if he ever did remember.
I thought that if I killed him, this game, and the battle between hope and despair, would end.
I know he had the flashback light from before, but we're sort of making an assumption that he got the same information as we got on that last flashback light. You think Gonta would be more aware of... just based on what Gonta and he said about that flashback light that they had there, it felt like it was distinctly different than what we saw, so...
I was confident in my talent as an assassin. I knew I would be able to do it.
We've tried to end this killing game before, but...
You were naive.
Huh?
That's what I thought. I knew Kokichi would take advantage of my naivete, simply because it's him.
Maki totally gets me!
That's why. I needed to settle it myself. And
Oh, my
broke
bad.
into the hangar with an exisal.
Yeah, my bad.
But when I entered the hangar, I saw something I never expected. Kaito and Kokichi were fighting each other.
Ah!
Kokichi was shot in the arm with a crossbow arrow. Probably by Kaito when he fought back.
And how did Kaito get shot?
Both of them stopped and looked at the exisal, most likely surprised by its sudden appearance. Kokichi immediately took out his remote and attempted to control the exisal I was in. I jumped out of the exisal before he could, and shot Kokichi in the back with an arrow.
So he definitely got poisoned. And then that means Kaito would have also gotten poisoned if those crossbow arrows... Did she say that she poisoned them beforehand? Because it's a bit... I took the poison arrows and the crossbow. It's still a bit weird that the poison was on site. Maybe it was insurance just in case she couldn't get the shot off?
That should have been enough to stop him, since the arrow was coated with poison.
The Strike 9 poison, correct? But why pick that particular poison? Some of the poisons in my lab were far more lethal.
I wanted Kokichi to confess his true intentions before he died. And find out why he was always lying and trying to confuse us.
For his entertainment. I mean, let's be real here. We know Kokichi well enough by this point, don't we?
What do you mean?
If he was the mastermind, it would have been easier for him to hide in the shadows, right? He could have made it seem as if the late Junko was secretly behind this killing game. That way, he could reveal himself as the surprise mastermind to liven up the game. Because of his suspicious actions, anyone would already suspect him as the mastermind.
Oh, very true. Yeah, and that too.
Especially with that message in the courtyard.
I still feel as though he tried to do a takeover of the game, and he isn't actually the one in charge of it. I mean, the fact Monokuma was being guarded. Well, being guarded, being, held prisoner, more like.
Kokichi said it was a hint. But was it necessary for him to go out of his way just for a hint?
As a remnant of despair, I imagine he wanted to feel the despair of his plan being thwarted.
I think that if he wanted the thrill, he would have carried out the plan carefully. So when his carefully laid out plan goes to waste, he would be in utter despair.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maki must have wanted to hear it directly from Kokichi himself.
But it was pointless. I was a fool for thinking I could have a serious talk with him.
What are you talking about? Remnants of despair? What's that?
Yeah, I still don't think he got those memories.
I don't understand anything you're saying.
Actually, he said he was the head of that cult, and we never assumed the remnants of he never said anything about the remnants of despair. He just said he was part of the cult that did all this.
But anyway, why are you starting up the killing game when it should have ended? You already know it's all meaningless, and that I'm the mastermind. Do you love killing that much?
Shut up, you asshole!
Oh, that's good art. That's good art there. I like that.
I realized it was pointless to continue the conversation, so I shot the final arrow.
And what? Kaido got in the way?
But then... What?
Kaito protected Kokichi?
As absolutely pointless as it was, I guess it was going for his head.
Why? Why would Kaito protect Kokichi?
He probably didn't know about the poison, though.
At that moment, my mind went blank. I knew I had to do something about the poison. I rushed to Shuichi's research lab for the antidote.
Okay, so that was you. Okay.
So you didn't have the antidote with you at the time?
I mean, it would be better to not give even any sort of option, to force them to try to figure out the antidote stuff.
I used Strychnine poison to torture Kokichi for info, but I planned to kill him from the start.
That's so mean!
But that was my first mistake. Because of that,
Because of that?
You what?
I ended up killing Kaito. When I returned with the antidote, the hangar shutter had been closed. I assumed it was Kokichi's doing, but because of that, I couldn't enter the hangar anymore. I needed to give Kaito the antidote somehow, so I went to the bathroom window. Kaito, can you hear me? Quick, drink this antidote! After calling out to him, I chucked the antidote through the bathroom window. Kaito noticed it and grabbed the antidote. But Kokichi stole it from him.
Sorry, but I can't die here. Since I'm the mastermind of this killing game.
Wait! There's only one antidote!
Oh, you don't have to worry about Kaito. He fulfilled his dream, right? He already went to space. Damn it!
Stop!
Okay, so he could be alive.
Phew, I feel so much better. I guess that's a wrap. Or maybe not, because now another class trial is going to start.
Last trial?
You'll be the Blackened for this case, you know. The Blackened who killed Kaito.
I killed...
Shut it! Screw the class trials. Like hell am I gonna let you have your way?
Is she really, though? If he got... Let's say he got pulverized by the thing. This is a slow-acting poison. What if he already had died by that point?
Kaito! Why did you protect Kokichi? If you didn't help him, then...
I couldn't help it. Even if it's Kokichi, I can't have you kill anybody.
What?
Aww, Kaito wasn't protecting me. He was protecting Maki. The situation just got way worse, huh? Maki is gonna become the Blackened responsible for killing you. All because you protected me!
God damn And it is... Fuck.
Don't you worry, Makiro. I'm not gonna die that easily.
Yeah, it'll take a lot more force and metal to kill you, right?
Just leave it to me. I'll put an end to this killing game.
You're still full of energy, even like that. You really are not boring.
What?
I want to see what a dying Kaito can do. So, show me what you've got. I won't meddle with your plans.
What are you?
Don't mind me. Run, Makiro. Just hurry up and run. Run. And live. You gotta live.
I wonder if he killed himself. I wonder if he put himself in that. Just so that no one else would have to die.
But I refused to give up. I tried to enter the hangar by breaking the control panel with my knife.
Okay, that explains it. I was wondering what all those marks were about.
In the end, I couldn't.
Honestly, they reminded me more of, like, Monokuma scratching at it.
So that's where the marks on the control panel came from, huh?
After that, I returned to the bathroom window once more, but I didn't see anyone. The bathroom door was closed. I called out, but neither Kaito nor Kokichi answered. I couldn't do anything anymore. All I could do was leave.
You know, I wonder if Kokichi's under there too.
That's when I made up my mind.
I still don't believe this guy in the Exosoul is Kokichi, so...
As the Blackened who killed Kaito, I would kill Kokichi during this class trial.
Which explains a lot of shit.
In exchange for all of your lives.
Okay, I thought you liked me. Come on.
So that's what happened.
Not that we're actually, you know, losing much.
Then Kokichi, knowing what he knew, still helped Maki cover up her crime?
Was that why you smushed Kaito in the hydraulic press?
Kaito wanted Maki to be spotless. As his friend, I felt obliged to help him.
How dare you make fun of him! You call yourself a friend? You enjoyed watching us suffer! You fucking asshole!
Ooh, Maki is so scary. Good thing I'm in this exosoul. Pretty sure Maki would have already killed me if I was out there in the flesh.
Stop making that excuse. I mean, I don't disagree, but still.
So, what are everyone's plans now?
I want you to get the fuck out of there.
With the truth out in the open, who are you guys gonna vote for? You can vote for me, but if you do, we'll all die together. Or vote for Maki and live. Well, choose whichever you want. I don't care either way.
Why? Why are you so calm? Your life depends on this too.
Because he's not Kokichi. I'm like 99% sure of this.
Who cares? Just choose already. Come on, who are you gonna vote for?
No, we can't vote yet. We don't have the whole truth. This case isn't over.
Huh?
Thank you for telling us everything, Maki. Thanks to you, I finally understand. There's another hidden truth within your testimony.
What happened afterwards, right?
A hidden truth?
Yes, I'm positive. Because there's something wrong with the testimony you've given us.
The part of Maki's testimony that does not add up. Drinking the antidote? That or one of these two. Megan Blacken. Okay. Okay, it was one of those two. And if it's not, then I guess everyone's gonna hate me forever and just vote for me. If it's not this other one. Really?
Oh no!
Okay. Okay, let's think about this more. What? Those other two didn't seem possible. Ah, shit, we started way back. So were the other two. The ones I didn't choose? I thought they didn't make sense at all in terms of making that choice. Because the scratches are easily explained by the knife. And what was the other one? God, I'm protecting Kokichi. I don't even know anymore, man. Maybe there's something here I'm overlooking.
That's it!
Okay. Maybe it's because I did think it looked like Monokuma scratches rather than a knife thing.
Maki said she used a knife to try to break the control panel and enter the hangar. But that doesn't make sense, because there's an alarm system on the shutter.
Oh, that's a fair point. I didn't think about that, and that couldn't have been off by then.
Oh yeah! The alarm should have gone off if someone got close to the shutter.
I was too focused to notice at the time. But now that you mention it, it is odd.
Maybe the sensor just missed her.
Nah, the security there isn't that sloppy. If a shady person got near the shutter, the alarm would have gone off without question.
And why didn't the alarm go off?
Like I told you, this isn't over. There's still a hidden truth to find.
Involving Monokuma, maybe? That's right, there must be some kind of reason behind all these oddities. There's a lot of questions still to be answered. I'm still questioning why the goddamn poison was like covered with the blood and stuff. That's weird in its own right. Was the poison even brought there? Was that supposed to be the antidote, was that supposed to be the antidote, like, thing? Where did that go? Finding that reason will help us find the hidden truth. Ultimately, I'm almost thinking there's a fourth party.
I did attempt to enter the hangar. And I tried to destroy the control panel with my knife.
Okay.
At the time, the alarm system didn't go off.
But if you had approached the shutter, the alarm would have activated with 100% certainty.
Maybe it was just broken.
Perhaps it was turned to a special setting?
Or maybe Maki is telling a lie. Did you really try to break the control panel with a knife?
I'm not going to tell any more lies.
Seemed like the alarm system itself was working properly. So what can we learn from that? That she's not lying?
I did attempt to enter the hangar.
100% certainty.
Maybe it was just broken.
That 100% certainty is making me question stuff.
Perhaps it was turned to a special setting?
Well, the one thing I can think of is that someone used an electro bomb at that time. Possibly for... How long did those last? Shit. Last for about 2 hours. Okay, so if it happened in the middle of the night, that could have worn off by the morning. Did you get 2 and Maki had 1, so there's definitely 2 in there.
100% certainty.
There we go. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, yeah, it's possible it would have used it.
There is a way to disable the alarm system. An electro bomb would take it down.
Presumably, an electro bomb that wasn't being used for that purpose.
But Maki only had 1 bomb, and she used it during the raid this morning.
Then the only other person who could have used one is Kokichi, right?
Huh? Why would I use an electro bomb? I had no reason to shut off the alarm, right? I'd be at a disadvantage if I did that.
I guess so. I can't come up with a reason why Kokichi would want to cut the alarm.
Actually, I'd be more likely to say that based on Kokichi's final statements in Maki's testimony, it sounded more like he was going to sit back and let Kaido use the bomb to basically set it up so that he can kill himself before the poison killed him. So that everyone but him could live. But we know that the alarm system was neutralized. It had to be. In that case, then...
I've got it! Disabling the alarm system wasn't the real objective.
Well, doy.
What?
The main objective of Kokichi using an electro bomb was... Yep.
That's it!
The only possible answer.
It was to deactivate the safety function on the press.
Deactivate the safety function?
The Electro Bomb wouldn't have just taken down the alarm system. It also would have disabled the hydraulic press's safety function.
That's true, but why would he do that?
There's only one reason that anyone would want to do that. But if I'm right, it means that we've been thinking about this all wrong.
Maybe that's why Kokichi didn't care who was voted for. Because we'd all die anyways.
All wrong.
What aspect of this case runs contrary to the new evidence? What piece of evidence is called into question if the safety function was off? Kaito's cause of death?
That's it!
Yeah.
Kaito's cause of death.
What?
If the Electro Bomb was used while Maki was trying to deliver the antidote, maybe Kaito didn't die by poison. It could be something else entirely.
Yeah, the cause of death can now be... Oh, fuck, so many of these. It's gotta be here somewhere. Hydraulic press.
This is it!
That's the only thing. Why was the power cord cut, though?
Press. Kaito could have been killed by the press after all.
What? He could have?
If the safety was off, the press could have crushed Kaito while he was still alive.
Right after I threw the antidote, I tried to open the shutter. So, Kaito should have still been alive.
And if he was crushed by the hydraulic press after that, then we have our cause of death.
If that's the case, it'd mean the one who killed Kaito wasn't Maki.
But Kaito... We're gonna say Kokichi, but it was definitely Kaito.
It would be whoever was operating the hydraulic press. Kokichi.
I see. Very impressive. The hydraulic press could have been the cause of death. But that's just a possibility.
What do you mean?
It's possible that I killed Kaito with the press, but there's no way to know. Kaito's death could have been either the poison arrow or the hydraulic press.
We're also making the assumption about who used the hydraulic press to do that.
Both causes are possible, but you'll never be able to determine it, no matter what.
No matter what?
But the evidence is pointing towards one over the other at the moment, so... It's more a matter of who did it than anything else.
That's not true. We can probably solve this mystery too. Right, Shuichi?
Maybe? There are some very, very strong parallels to the Chapter 5s of both Danganronpa 1 and Danganronpa 2 here. Is it really possible to determine Kaito's actual cause of death? Is Kaito's cause of death the poison arrow and hydraulic press? Is that possible to tell? It's not possible. It's not possible to be 100% sure, but we can take our best educated guess, because ultimately...
I hate to admit it, but Kokichi is right. We have no way to prove the cause of death.
So we either choose to believe what we want to believe. We can't prove it, so we either choose what seems most likely, or we choose whichever one we'd prefer to be reality, because, you know, human beings.
What did you say?
You can't check the body, and you don't have any conclusive evidence. You can't deduce any more from here on out. There's no way to know what happened.
Maybe the point behind cutting the power line was to stop you from, well, bringing up the hydraulic press so you couldn't check the body at any point.
But I know, because I was actually involved.
So that's what you were trying to do. You were trying to commit an unsolvable murder.
Do you finally get it? Yep, that was my plan. The gimmick of this murder case isn't the unknown victim, but rather the unknowable culprit. No one understands but me. Only I know the answer. There's no more room for deduction here. Choose the culprit with your own intuition.
No, I have a feeling.
Intuition?
Are you troubled? I'm sure robots don't have intuition, right? But there's nothing you can do about it. This is just how the trial goes. So, who is the culprit? Maki or me? The heart-racing excitement as the blackened and the spotless face off. It's voting time!
Yeah, no. Wait, really? No. If I had to choose... Shit. Kaido. I legitimately believe that. Wait, we're actually voting.
Hey, that's my line. I'm the one who decides when it's voting time.
Okay, I thought it might do that. It might do that. My
Oh,
goodness.
come on, no one's gonna figure out the truth. Let's just vote already. This won't be a problem, right, Monokuma? Because you know who the culprit is, don't you? Just like you always do.
Huh?
Do you?
Yes, of course.
Because if this isn't something that you can monitor, can you figure that out? You've always known in the past, but that's because of surveillance and whatnot. Did you have an ability to check that this time?
Yeah? What kind of a reaction is that?
Oh, does that mean we're not going to be able to trust... Is he purposely trying to make us not trust Monokuma's decision either? Or his claim that he knows who actually did what?
The culprit, you say? Yes, of course I know.
He's either... I don't know if Monokuma's fucking with us right now.
Why do you seem so flustered?
Flustered? Me? What are you talking about?
What is going on with Monokuma right now?
Monokuma? Do you not know who the culprit is either?
Huh? Oh, what do you mean I don't know? What don't I know, huh?
It's
You
Shuichi!
don't know, do you?
It's Shuichi, just like every other time, right?
What does this mean? Why doesn't Monokuma know who the culprit is?
Probably imply that his information gathering mechanisms are cut off from him, at least at the time of this happening. Ooh. I wonder if Kokichi was actually that good. Or say who was ever in the exosome. Monokuma doesn't know who the culprit is either. If Monokuma doesn't know, what does that tell us about this case? Wait, this case?
Yes, that's it! So that's what Kokichi's real objective was.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Kokichi wasn't just trying to commit a murder that we couldn't figure out. He was trying to commit a murder that Monokuma couldn't figure out either.
A murder Monokuma couldn't figure out?
Is that why he had him under guard that entire time? But I mean, Monokuma is controlled remotely in some method, right? So whatever sort... I mean, it seems almost pointless. You just can't physically interact with the world, right?
But what's the point of that? Kokichi's the one who's controlling Monokuma.
But consider how many elements of this case would be cleared up.
Yeah, I don't know why we're still assuming he's the mastermind. I mean, you'd think you would have thought, like, maybe he's not the mastermind at this point. We're taking him on his word for a very specific thing. My goodness.
Prior to this case, Monokuma always knew the specific details of each crime, correct? That must mean that he was using some way of monitoring us.
Perhaps there are hidden cameras strategically placed to avoid our detection.
I can't say for certain, but he must be keeping watch somehow. Kokichi probably used the electro bomb to scramble whatever that was.
Ooh, I didn't think of
The
that.
electro bomb would prevent any cameras from sending video wirelessly.
That's a good idea.
Which means it wouldn't matter where the surveillance cameras were hidden.
Like I said, what's the point? Kokichi's the one who's controlling Monokuma!
Before we determine that for sure, I want to make one thing clear. If the objective were to create a crime that would stump Monokuma, the exosols
Would.
Yes. The Exisouls weren't protecting Monokuma. They were.
Yeah, we're finally getting to this. Bullying him, admiring him, watching him. Oh, I'm bullying him. No bullying ever. Nah, I was watching him.
That's it.
I almost wanted to do that though. I can imagine that having a
They
funny
were
response.
watching Monokuma.
Yeah, to make sure he wasn't doing
Watching
anything.
him?
Yes. Remember what Monokuma said earlier in the investigation?
We're on autopilot, directly only to observe him. Yeah, this was not a hard thing to figure out.
If they were protecting him like bodyguards, they wouldn't have been facing him. They would have been scanning the area, watching us. But they weren't. That implies that they weren't watching us. They were watching him. They were trying to make sure that Monokuma wouldn't go near the crime scene.
That reminds me. Before I stole an Exisol, all 4 units were focused on Monokuma. That's why when I stole one to enter the hangar, the other 3 didn't pursue me.
So Monokuma must have been talking about Maki.
Right. Person shared that info, didn't seem interested in sharing it again. Okay. Yep. Okay.
She didn't want to share that information because it would have linked her to the murder. In which case, it could only be Maki.
You're right.
So to summarize this discussion, Kokichi used the electro bomb in the hangar and the Exisouls to watch Monokuma, thereby creating a scenario in which Monokuma has no idea who the culprit is?
I told you there's no point. Kokichi's the one who's controlling Monokuma!
My goodness.
No, Kokichi might not be controlling Monokuma at all.
What?
But Kokichi's the mastermind, right? Shouldn't he be controlling Monokuma?
Kokichi might not be the mastermind.
What?
Remember that the only reason we think that is because Kokichi told us. Monokuma hasn't said a word about that. It's possible that Kokichi is just lying to us.
No way I lied! I'm definitely controlling Monokuma. The mastermind of the killing game is totally me. The one who pitted humanity's last survivors against each other is... all me, baby.
That's right. He's a remnant of despair. How'd we forget that?
We could just, be assuming that. Didn't we assume that he's around the despair and such because he wasn't part of the 16? Or he wasn't supposed to be part of the 16, right?
But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's the mastermind.
Well, I guess. But is that really possible?
Well, Monokuma,
I can't answer that without causing problems, because I gotta run this trial fair and square.
Even more reason to give us the answer. If you don't tell us the truth right now, you'll be an accomplice to Kokichi's lies. Does that sound like a fair game? Would you say this class trial is fair?
Yeah, tell us! Is Kokichi the real mastermind or not?
No need to think about it. You're being way too forward, you know?
Aren't you normally the forward one? I mean, I don't mind, because that's probably part of your strategy, too. But in the interest of fairness, I suppose it's time to tell the truth. Unlike the lies you love so much, the truth should be impartial to everyone.
and what is that truth?
Okay, so if it actually is Kokichi in the Exisol, at least Monokuma's treating it like that.
I'm not being controlled by Kokichi, because he's not the mastermind.
Yeah, that was not a hard one.
Really true?
Not a hard one at
Kokichi
all.
was just messing with you. I never once said he was the mastermind.
Then it was all Kokichi's lie?
Yep.
Yeah, that is what that would mean.
that just that line. Yeah. It's basically it's like, yeah, that's what I just said, my goodness.
With the key from the last motive, he was the first to learn the truth of the outside world. Based on his deductions, he fabricated a lie to make you all think he was the mastermind.
I see. Kokichi's own deductions.
Do you want to know? Then I'll tell you. I'm getting kind of bored with all the lying, so everything I say will now be the truth, okay? Right.
His deductions got a lot of details right, though. Pretty impressive, honestly.
Ah, okay.
But what about the Exosols? If Kokichi wasn't the mastermind, how'd he control them so easily?
Remote control.
He just used Mew's remote control, right?
Wait, Mew's? Mew's remote control?
So the remote that Kokichi was using was made by Mew?
Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Mew not only invented the electro bomb and the electro hammer,
Okay, so we're getting confirmation she actually did make all that shit.
she also made a remote control that can hijack any electronic device.
What about Monokuma? Can he not get hijacked?
Kokichi just slapped a receiver on each of the Exosols and took them for a spin.
Hey, isn't it a bit unfair to tell them all that?
Fairness has nothing to do with it. I offered up that info purely out of spite.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Monokuma.
Spite towards you for trying to usurp the mastermind's role and take over the game.
Well, whatever. It's way more interesting to defeat an enemy who plays dirty anyway.
What's going on? It seems like they're actually fighting.
There's no doubt about it. Kokichi isn't the mastermind.
Were we just being dragged around by Kokichi's lies the whole time?
What were you trying to accomplish by pretending to be the mastermind, Kokichi?
Fun. Have we not met Kokichi before? Actually, he did make a comment about trying to defeat someone who plays dirty. Maybe the mastermind isn't actually part of the Remnants of Despair, and he's super pissed off that someone that's not part of the Remnants of Despair is using Monokuma and doing a killing game. Maybe that's part of it.
Yeah! Now you're gonna be all quiet? This is so frustrating!
Then if he's not the mastermind, who is?
Probably someone who hasn't showed themselves. Or, maybe someone who's, we assume is dead, but isn't really. I would assume Rantaro if we had to choose from someone that's been revealed so far.
Why are you so certain there's even a mastermind to begin with?
Because you're making decisions. Unless you're just a really good AI. Possible, but you've never been one in the past. I suppose really good AI is something that exists in this world, so... What?
What do you mean?
Why, that's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know.
But I wanna know!
I want to know too. Come on. The real mastermind is not Kokichi. Who could it be? I was thinking it was Junko Onishima, but that can't be it. Why? If it's fucking... I swear to fuck. If it's Junko again, I'm gonna be so disappointed. She's dead. I've never come into contact with her. So, who's done this? Who planned this killing game?
Anyway, this conversation has flown off the rails. Let's get things back on track. This class trial is to figure out who the culprit is, not the mastermind. So, yeah, get to talking.
I agree. Before we worry about who the mastermind is or what my intent is, let's figure out the culprit!
But Monokuma doesn't know who it is. How is he supposed to confirm the results?
We don't need to worry about that. Let's just leave the decision-making to Monokuma. But you gotta run the class trial too, so no mistakes, okay?
You know, I don't think he ever actually said he doesn't know what it is. Maybe he was playing along, maybe he was fucking with us.
Are you trying to get me to do something?
You've been watching us solve all these cases, but you can't be a spectator anymore. You're gonna participate in the class trial from here on out.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Huh?
So, let's resume this class trial. Monokuma, you gotta use your brain too. This will be the final class trial. Me versus Monokuma.
No, 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 turn off the music. No, no, Kokichi doesn't get this. No, he doesn't deserve this.
Versus Monokuma?
When I play a game, I intend to win. But what's considered winning in this game? Beating the other players? No. Beating the game's mastermind is the true victory.
I thought you didn't want to talk about your intent.
And that's how I'll win! That's why I decided to challenge Monokuma! If I can deceive Monokuma till the very end, then I'll be the winner!
You're dragging us around like this? Just so you can win a game?
It's Kokichi, man.
As I suspected, your thought process defies all logic.
But since the outside world is in total ruin, this game is the only entertainment we have. At least I can enjoy this game to the fullest and feel good winning.
You really are a remnant of despair. Your way of thinking is just chaotic.
Remnant of despair? Whatevs. Let's just get this started.
I still don't think he ever got that information. Okay, whatever.
If the students or Monokuma don't know who the culprit is, then I'm the winner.
Don't underestimate me, or Shuichi and the others for that matter.
What?
It's just like a remnant of despair to try to assume control of the game. But these kids are all that's left of Hope's Peak Academy. If you think they're gonna make this easy for you, you better think again.
Are you on our side?
Whose side are you taking here?
Side? Isn't it obvious? Monokuma joins your party.
He's at level 99. Oh, shit.
Who invited you?
That's fucking great.
Now, let's join forces and unravel the truth behind this case.
God, I find that so much more funny than it probably should be.
Well, we were going to do it anyway.
Let's just ignore Monokuma. His actions are always beyond comprehension.
Yeah! Let's just focus on the case!
Hey, be quiet so we can ignore you.
Now, where should we start? We've already established what Kokichi is after.
He's just gonna keep talking anyway, isn't he?
No, it's fine. If more people to contribute, he's probably more useful than Samugi and Himiko anyways. Kiba's at least a little bit useful. He's not like mentally contribute. He's not a big contributor, but at the very least he has enough logical stuff to be like, okay, so this makes sense, that makes sense. So what about this and that every once in a while? He's at least a little bit useful in these. Samugi, Himiko. Come on, Monokuma, we could use your help. Come on.
In my experience, whenever you learn a new fact, you learn something else along with it.
All the implications and the ways that you can connect it to all the other facts? Yeah, that's, isn't that deduction? It's not basically what deduction is.
Let's look for that.
You warmed up to him real fast. I guess you are both robots.
So, another truth comes out. That piece of evidence makes more sense now. The evidence that I couldn't wrap my head around. Shit. The wire? I'm inclined to say the wire, but I'm not seeing anything specific for that. Did none of these include the whole wire being cut? I thought that seemed pretty oh, shit. If Kokichi planned that from the start, then that first piece of evidence is suspicious. No.
damn it!
Everyone's staring at me. I think I screwed up. I think I'm afraid. That first piece of evidence. I am blanking. I am blanking super hard right now. Doesn't know who the culprit is. What evidence needs to be analyzed again? Oh, the murder video?
This is it!
Okay. Okay then.
Let's discuss the video of Kaito being crushed by the hydraulic press.
Fair enough. He did have some blood on the rest of...
Kokichi said
yeah.
that he filmed that video to prove he was not the victim. But we know that Kokichi was trying to mislead Monokuma. So what about the video? It's pretty strange to present evidence that condemns you after all.
Oh yeah, how did it work? How could have it worked in that time frame? Like, was he hiding? He couldn't have just been hiding it somewhere, right? Huh.
Then what kind of mistake was Kokichi trying to get me to make?
Maybe he crushed Kaito with a hydraulic press, so the cause of death would be unknown?
But if that were the only objective, there would be no need to film it. Discovering the crushed body would have been enough. No need to show us the film.
Make Monokuma question whether his cameras were actually active or not.
That's true.
I guess you're starting to fit in after all. If you get any cuter, I'm gonna hug you.
And he'll kill you.
Really?
Yeah, it's so helpful, guys. So helpful.
There must be a reason you went out of your way to show us the body being crushed.
No reason, really. That's just my twisted personality.
You're lying again, Kyuichi. There's a method to your madness. If you want Monokuma to make a mistake, then showing us the video, it must have something to do with the trying to fool Monokuma. It probably has to do with the fact that the video camera is capable of even working in there. Taking the video of the murder but keeping the victim's identity hidden. What does it show? What doesn't it show? Oh shit, I hate these. I don't know. No, M, C, no, okay. That's a, is that an M or a W? Okay. Videos? Maybe? Victim? Oh, probably victim.
I see
The victim.
Okay.
Huh?
Is it even possible that Kokichi could have died? That's even Kaido in there somehow. Trying to fake that Kaido died. No, that's a question for later. For now, we know that.
If you show the moment of Kaito's death, of course it would lead us to believe he died. Even if we can't positively identify the body, we would still believe Kaito was the victim. And that might be exactly the mistake Kokichi was going for.
Does that mean the victims were switched?
Switched?
Then it was some other dead body that got crushed by the hydraulic press?
What?
Where would he even get another body?
There should be plenty to choose from if you reuse the body of a former victim.
No, that's all cleaned up. If he's not Monokuma, that means he couldn't have access to those. This isn't like some of the previous cases in the previous games where the access could have been feasible. So that in mind, let's assume that, let's say, even Kokichi and Kaido were in there somehow, and someone else came along and decided to set this all up. Maybe that's an AI Kokichi, and they're both dead. Maybe Kokichi was the one to die from that, and then Kaido went off and died somewhere else, after the fact.
If there was an unknown body, then we could guess the victim was switched. But too bad. Switching the victims was impossible.
So you say.
The footage showed the body being crushed.
Yeah, and Monokuma said that there's no record. It was a very specific statement, clearly made to not reveal the truth, but sort of, but also still tell the truth.
When in the footage would they have been able to switch the victim? And we already established that the footage was not doctored in any way.
No.
The camera doesn't have any editing functions. Just play, record, and pause. Monokuma also said that no computer was used to edit the footage. Remember?
No.
Damn it! Me and my big mouth!
Shut up.
Which means switching out the victim would not be possible. Also, if the victim was switched, then that would mean Kaito is still alive. We already discussed this so many times. The chance of that happening is impossible.
I wonder if both of them might have just been in there, and it was just whoever was on top died first.
It might be possible.
Huh?
There could be a trick to make the switch possible. We just haven't noticed it yet.
Oh, and what trick is that? See, you don't know, do you? I already said it's impossible.
Maki's not wrong. There is a way it could be done. So we can't just give up here.
Hey, Shuichi. I'll think harder about this as well. So, can you confirm whether or not the victims switch places? If Kaito is alive or not?
I'm guessing not.
Maki.
I don't like the thought that I killed Kaito. I don't want that.
Okay then. Let's talk about the possibility that Makiro mentioned.
Shut up.
Himiko, if you call her that again...
She's probably distracted.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Then let's all talk it over together.
Together. Yay! This is going in a good direction. And don't forget, you're not alone. Don't try to do everything yourself, don't get away your own time to rely on your friends. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Jeez, you guys are a stubborn bunch. There's no trick.
That's probably another lie.
However, if the victims were switched, then that would mean the footage was altered. How could it have been altered when we know that the footage wasn't edited?
Well. Pause. Play. You can stop the recording and continue the recording, you just gotta get things to match up. Realistically, it's not too hard, especially if you set it up so that he's laying there. Then again, Maki got around to start hitting on the, trying to get in pretty quickly. What if you'd be able to set it up in time? Ultimately, the logic would be you stop it at some point, switch out stuff, and then... there you go.
If we could figure that out, maybe we'd know how they switched places.
Pause and play button. You just stop it at... I mean, you could probably reliably tell if it, you could probably reliably tell if the, you could probably reliably put the press in a specific place and keep it in that place with the sensor itself, right? You just gotta put the new body in that's still alive and then push it out, right? You could push it out to the other direction even, it would have been in the way visually.
I knew there was a trick to that video the whole time.
Just keep the jacket there.
Kokichi made it, so it's 100% suspicious.
A trick to that video. You don't need to doctor it, let's see, is there a point where... Right, you just needed a hand in the same place, really. What could it be? What's suspicious about it? That there's something where it starts going down much quicker. The murder video, probably.
Some trick to that video.
Maybe the safety function.
You all gotta figure out.
There is no trick.
I see it fit in just fine. Sure.
You can check, but there's no editing function in that camera.
Did the
Yeah,
placement
that's
of
not
that
wrong.
camera seem suspicious to any of you? The filming angle seemed unnatural, don't you think?
The person in
fair
that
point.
video. Was it really Kaito?
No, no,
Something
no, that was
seemed off
Kaito.
about that video to me. When the
Yeah.
hydraulic press stopped for a brief moment.
Yes.
Could it be
Yeah.
that the video was shot at another location?
No,
Any
God,
other
that's
bright ideas?
that was so
Everybody
stupid.
speak up!
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, my bad. But I had to get a weekend of small stuff. With all the despair. Okay, no. No? You think so too, right, Shuichi? Hydraulic press wouldn't stop when I lay underneath it. No, 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 no. Throwophobia, oh god, bigoted hydraulic press. Fucking hell,
There
man.
must be some
Whatever.
trick to that video.
That's not what I was getting at, man.
Hydraulic press.
Okay, okay, okay. I think it's the same idea, right? Just different evidence for some reason. I didn't see anything in the description that would make it more likely to...
Kibo is onto something. Isn't it weird that the hydraulic press stopped for a second?
I feel like the infrared thing is probably the most notable thing to say. It probably stopped because of that, right? Whatever. Unless it wasn't that, then I guess I was going in the wrong direction and was just, at least for a reason why it stopped.
Because when Kibo and I first investigated that hydraulic press,
It did come down pretty... yeah. And holy shit, that was close. That really was close, man.
Yes, that's right. The hydraulic press kept lowering itself without stopping.
but in the video,
It's weird that it just went so much faster. Yeah.
The hydraulic press stopped briefly, right before it crushed the body?
But why would it stop?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? Why did the press stop? There's only one reason I can think of. The thing I was getting up. Oh my goodness. Oh, one of the. Okay, one of these. I'll be back, guys. Is that the detection? Is that like the life sense? Okay. Okay, well, whatever.
the only way to stop the hydraulic press is the force stop button.
An electro bomb went
oh.
off in the hangar, which would have interfered with the safety function.
Oh, no, that was the control panel. Okay. Okay, just wait until the visual feed made it so you couldn't see Kaito's body, and then you restarted it.
There'd be no way to stop the hydraulic press unless someone used the force stop button.
Okay, I was on the wrong path before. My
When
bad.
you say someone, you mean Kokichi, right? He was the only one there.
I can't imagine anyone else doing that part.
Actually, maybe I pressed it by accident. I don't really remember. So what of it? The press only stopped for like a sec. You can't switch the victim in such a short time, can you?
Not if you stop the recording, right?
That's true.
There's also the question of how the bodies got switched while the camera was rolling.
Shame there isn't a
That would have
timestamp.
clearly been caught on camera.
While the camera's rolling.
Oh, I see. It wasn't just the press that stopped.
Huh? Huh? What do you mean?
If you stop something else at the same time you stop the hydraulic press,
Yeah, I see it now. That's how the bodies were switched. If you stop that, you could easily have swapped the bodies. Oh god, another one? Yes, the camera. Oh, I'll see you guys later then. Yep, there we go. God, the other options. Yeah, that's not... oh no. I don't think that one's very good
the
in terms of a
culprit
minigame.
stopped the video camera at the same time as the hydraulic press. Then, while the camera was off, they switched the body under the hydraulic press. After the body was swapped, the press and the camera were started simultaneously. So it just looks like the press stopped for a moment.
I've been saying this whole time!
When did you ever say that?
So they stopped at the same time. The camera position did seem odd to me. But now I get it. The trick wouldn't work unless it was set up there.
Huh? Why?
To get the trick we just described to work, the camera had to be set up precisely.
Camera angles, so you couldn't see almost anything about Kaido. Let's bring that down. Where was the camera set up? Oh, shit. On an exisal? One of these exisals, right? Probably. Or maybe on the paint thing? Set up a... No. Okay, well, whatever. This is a top-down view, so I can't say just say high. Or a higher view. Maybe... Shit, I don't know. See, the angle seems like it had to come from like here, so I thought the paint thing might be an option. I don't know, one of the exisals maybe. No. Okay.
I was wrong!
I was wrong. Just sort of guessing it. I don't know, it just needs to be high up, really. Or on the actual...
Oh no!
Oh, was that not the control? I was going for... I thought that was the control area. Okay, my bad. Damn, I'm failing a lot in this one. No, retry. Hope I don't have to start, particularly. On the control thing?
There!
Okay, that's what I was trying to go for the last one, but okay, whatever. I got it mixed up where that actually was.
The video camera must have been set up somewhere around here.
It feels like it was farther away, though, just based on the camera.
To operate the press and the camera at the same time, you would have to be near the switch.
That's why the video was taken from that unnatural angle. If they were recording it like normal, they would have used a better angle.
And if it was recorded at such an odd angle, then that proves the trick was used.
Camera angles, huh? Looks like your cosplayer experience is finally useful.
Yeah, even the writers fucking know how useless she's been.
Well, cosplay doesn't really come up all that much in class trials.
There was a reason the camera was set up there, but also a reason for the height.
Right.
When the press was stopped, you couldn't really see who was inside it, correct? That was intentional. The body is mostly hidden by the press, making the swap easier.
The camera must have been placed at such a high position, so it would produce that angle.
I wonder if they used that tripod in the hangar to adjust the camera's height.
Did they get that from the warehouse too? Jeez, that place is like a 4D pocket.
You don't get to make that reference.
I don't really get that reference.
Then, that logic is correct, right? Kokichi used that video angle trick and switched the victim in the hydraulic press.
But to who? Someone would have had to start it up again, even if he switched it with himself, right? Someone would have had to start up the camera and the thing again, and the hydraulic press again.
In that case, Kaito is...
Super dead because of the poison. Sorry, Maki.
Before he was crushed by the press, he was swapped with a different body.
Unless it was him. It could be him in the exisal.
So Kaito's still alive!
Well, wait just a minute.
What? But I just summed it up so nicely.
Himiko, the different body you mentioned, what are you talking about?
The bodies from the other cases. Kokichi's the mastermind, so he'd...
Yeah.
Wait, the mastermind?
Yeah, Kokichi isn't the mastermind, so... I don't think he'd be able to produce a body to switch out.
What?
Well, Monokuma, do the rules allow for a body to be reused?
Very well. I'll answer that.
You're giving in pretty easily.
Well, it's crucial information to make the trial fair. This discussion is pointless if it's not clear what the culprit was allowed to do, right?
You're a convenient mastermind, but I guess that makes defeating you worth my time.
Now then, regarding the reuse of a dead body. That is impossible! All the dead bodies have already been thrown away.
Thrown away?
The other bodies are gone? Then who did Kaito switch places with?
Kokichi and Kato were the only ones in the hangar at that time. If they were the only ones present during the body swapping trick, then the real victim was the other person in the hangar. Ooh. If it wasn't an old body, it could only be.
What's wrong, Shuichi? Who did Kaito switch places with?
Maki, I think I missed something very important here.
Something important?
If I have the timeline right, there were only 2 people in the hangar at that time, which means that something had to have been decided before that. I have to pin that down. I can't let anything escape me this time. Oh my. Oh my. Show question. How are the bodies swapped if only 2 people were in the hangar? Switched places? I don't know. It's definitely the letters for those. Except S. Probably, I don't know, victim? Victim swap? Victim H something. Hidden? No, not an I. Helped? Helped? The victim helped? That does sound like Kokichi. Yeah, that does sound. So Kokichi actually threw his life away.
I can't believe I overlooked this.
What do you mean?
There were only 2 people in the hangar at the time the bodies were swapped. Which means they were working together.
Huh? Working together?
The only 2 people involved in the swap were the victim and the culprit. The culprit was operating the camera and the hydraulic press, while the victim lay inside.
Which means they had to
They
have
switched
swapped.
places while the press and the camera were stopped. Then the person who turned the camera and the press back on was the original victim. To put it simply, both people operated the press and camera at different times. An impossible trick, unless the victim and culprit agreed to cooperate beforehand.
What, in the name of trying to get them,
Victim
like...
and culprit cooperated? Is that even possible?
It sounds bizarre, but perhaps that was the whole point.
I mean, you know what? Does Monokuma even know who's in the Exisal?
Commit a crime that was so confusing, even Monokuma would be tricked.
Because he has been talking to him like it's Kokichi, but does he really know?
Jeez, this culprit's a real jerk. So, have you realized who done it yet?
Then the culprit of this case. My detective work has not failed me, and the culprit inside that Exisal. Kaede. It's always Kaede. It can only be them.
He is all that remains of a once powerful nation. Right now,